First ride on the Aprilia 457, specifically the RS 457. This bike already feels super light. It just got off the ZX4RR over there. Completely different class. This was really, there we go, should probably start it. Feels super light, almost as light as my Grom. It just, you know, the center of gravity is a little bit higher. Clutch engagement is almost at the very end of the pull. Torque is fantastic already. Holy cow, this thing just wants to party. This one does not have a quick shifter. You can get it with a quick shifter. Of course, I'm sure Aprilia offers one. This bike retails for under, I believe it's right under $7,000. Oh yeah, good torque, nice linear power. Oh, that first rev match downshift was really easy there. So no, you don't need a quick shifter, but it might be something that you guys just want to put on there, especially if you're taking to a track. A bike this light, oh my gosh, shifting super easy. The ergonomics here are very forgiving. Oh my gosh, this manual rev matching is really easy. Really easy. I don't even try to manual rev match on my ZX4RR. The RPMs pick up way too fast. This kind of reminds me, I used to own a Ninja 250. That was my first bike. So the Ninja 250 was a parallel twin. It has a lot more character to it, more vibes, I would say. It feels more meaty. Of course, a lot more torque and power compared to a Ninja 250. I want to say, since this is designed for the A2 class, it's got like it maxes out at 35 kilowatt hours. Or sorry, 35. I'm used to battery electrics. 35 kilowatts. So 35 kilowatts is about 48 horsepower. It puts about, I want to say, about 44 to the wheel. And torque on paper is 32, and I want to say it has about 28 to the wheel. All right, so overall, I mean, it just feels so light. And we're just going to be stuck in traffic. That's why I didn't even sign up for the RS V4 or the Tuono V4. Oh, this thing has so much vibration, especially through the right foot peg. Oh, I'm going to get stuck here. So there it is. Brakes, you know, even though it's a single disc, it does stop quite well, and there's very little dive. So the forks here are quite set up well for good braking. Let's see, finding neutral. Pretty easy. The graphics on the screen are quite basic, but easy to read. 54 world titles. Aprilia is very proud of their racing heritage, of course, being an Italian brand. Pretty sure there's a plastic tank. Just sitting here, I mean, it's not nearly as smooth as an inline four. You can feel a vibration. Something you wouldn't expect necessarily in a sport bike, but it is a parallel twin with a 270 crank, so it's got some vibes to it. When you're going through the rev range, I already noticed that the mirrors get pretty vibey as well. But just at the stoplight here, I mean, it just feels like I have nothing between my legs. Very Grom-like. I don't have a lot of bikes to compare it to, but significantly lighter than the ZX4RR. Gosh, those manual rev matching downshifts are just a joke. Oh, there's the other crew here. Maybe try to let them in, maybe not. So the rider triangle, so my feet are not pushed back as much as a ZX4RR. There we go. We're figuring out the new staggering here. But the feet are not pushed back as much as a ZX4RR, but it still feels very aggressive. Gosh, throwing this and just getting into the turning lane there. Oh, those rev matching downshifts are just butter. Super easy. this thing would be so much fun on a track. So much vibration through the foot pegs. It's got a lot of speed. I mean, it's never going to surprise you. It's actually very linear. For a parallel twin, yes, it's got good torque, but it doesn't, like when I revved it up to, I don't know, 8 or 9 there, the power was still going. It wasn't dropping off. Yeah, it just feels like seeing an absolute monster on the track. That's what it's designed for. It's designed to be a race bike. But you know, the ergos here, these handlebars are seemingly a little bit higher and maybe a little bit further forward and higher than it is on the ZX4RR. Very, very comfortable. I really want a pipe on here because I can barely, with pipes, or sorry, with the earplugs in, I can barely hear the pipe. Oh yeah, this thing is just so easy to ride. What a, oh my gosh, I know it's expensive. Here's the thing. This is arguably the king of beginner bikes. You know, the competition to this would be a Ninja 500, right? Both of them a parallel twin. Both of them with similar horsepower numbers, I would assume. If you want a street bike that's going to be predictable and fun, lightweight, rewarding, and a bike that you could easily take to the track and just, I don't know, cut up those corners like they're not even there. Like, this is a really, really impressive bike. And then Aprilia, since we're here on this media drive, or it's not even a media drive, I made it a media drive because of my channel, but it's just a like a ride and drive sort of promotion by Aprilia and Piaggio company. They're like, yeah, thanks for showing up. It's great to have you here. Don't do anything stupid, pretty much. But they're like, by the way, you get $500 credit that is good for 90 days on top of any other promotions we're already running. So that's through my dealer here, which is, you know, House of Bikes and Trikes. They have Royal Enfields, they have Piaggios, they have CF Motos. They have a lot of cool stuff. You know, this also has an assist and slipper clutch, which makes the shifting, even if you're down, God, that clutch is great. Even if that, how does that back brake feel? Yeah. We're stuck behind this Ford now. I'm so used to extra RPMs. Wow. You do eventually run out of RPMs there. I didn't know these guys were pulling to the side. That's my bad. Sorry. I thought that they were just going to gun it. Yeah, I mean, it's got all the power for the streets. And I bet this thing would sound really, really mean with a good pipe on it. Better than your average 180 crank parallel twin like you would have on a Ninja 500. That's the thing, like Ninja 500 on paper is going to be close to this. It's going to be heavier. It's not going to sound as good. And you know, I would say everything else, like electronics wise, it's probably really, really, really similar between these two bikes. I mean, here's the thing, like, if you want an amazing starter bike and you don't want to look like every other Kawasaki Ninja 500 out there and be able to keep up, if not beat, a Ninja 500, this is going to be it. It's going to sound better. Who knows about reliability? That's up for you guys to decide. But parallel twins, I mean, I feel like the maintenance would be pretty minimal here on this double overhead cam. Water on the road. Quality wise, well, it feels very, very solid quality, to be honest. No, it doesn't feel quite as nice as the ZX4RR, but that bike also costs about $3,000 more than this. The sex appeal in this bike looks so much better than like a Ninja 500. The curb appeal's there, the sound is there. Gosh, the torque is really good. Honestly, the torque's probably better than the ZX4RR. I'll have to look on paper, but it's there when you want it. And that's kind of the characteristics of a parallel twin compared to like an inline four. Gosh, the vibes on the right foot peg are immense, to say the least. Looks like we have an adjustable brake lever, but not an adjustable clutch lever here. And the clutch it engages right at the end of the release. You can't adjust the length of the clutch, but you can always adjust through here when the clutch engages on the pull. So the frame is aluminum on here. That's one of the things that makes it so light. Of course, the engine is aluminum, and from my understanding, this and the RS 660, all the components actually bolt directly to the engine. The engine is a structural component here, which is very race thinking, very streamlined, very minimal. But the swing arm is steel, to my understanding. God, torque is really, really good here, guys. The last parallel twin that I rode was the SCL 500 from Honda. That Honda engine is a lot smoother than this. It has a 180 crank. This engine is far more fun. I got bored of that Honda engine within about like 30 minutes. The induction noise here sounds pretty good too. And then another parallel twin I drove fairly recent was the GSX 8R, and this feels similar to that GSX 8R engine. Obviously not the same wave of torque or power to it, but the characteristics are very similar. They're both really, really fun. They like to rev and they have lots of torque. Oh, he killed it. My bad. I thought I was in first there, and that's just due to the difference in me not knowing this bike very well, and also me failing to do what I should have been doing, is make sure I'm in first at a stoplight. But sometimes when you're recording, you make mistakes. Heck, I even do that on my Grom, which I know that bike really well. I just forget to put it into first. So I actually almost started it in second. If I gave it enough beans, it would have gone. Even though it's a single disc, the grip on that front caliper, the front brakes, is really, really impressive. You know, Aprilia chose not to do a double disc brake up front, from my understanding, because of it would slow the turn-in response on this lightweight bike. So they wanted to feel more nimble and more energetic. So they kept it with one big single disc instead of offering two medium-sized discs. Well, that wraps it up. This bike actually impressed me. I wasn't expecting well, maybe I'll go this way. I think I was just go this way. I wasn't expecting the parallel twin to be this fun.